I'm on one of my stand-up calls with one of my clients, and it's the marketing call. And there was all this excitement in the background because they had just gotten a new tool. And I'm like, great, let's talk about it. And they just purchased ClickFunnels. There's absolutely nothing wrong with ClickFunnels. It is a perfectly good tool. Regretfully, they already had a CRM, and they already had a web development system, and they already had a landing page system. So they bought a new tool because it has the nice, new, flashy features. The problem is all those nice, new, flashy features work well and are easy to do, but are not necessarily as industrial level as they need. The dirty little secret of Silicon Valley is they're betting billions that you never figure out how to use their tools properly. Companies are drowning in tech solutions, with the average business using 91 different tools. Yet employee proficiency remains at least 40%. Your competitors who master these tools are seeing a 3 times higher conversion rate in sales and lower customer acquisition costs. So what had happened was they went to a conference, and all of a sudden they saw that with 3 clicks you can do this, and with AI you can do that. And they figured that they could get these things up faster and better because of the clicks and because everything was set up to do work. And in some ways, that's true. It can work that well. But in other ways, it doesn't at all. Most of the time, when we're doing a couple of clicks and then it automatically happens in the background, well, that's for every customer they have in every area. And if you're not exactly the large customers that they serve, it may work, but it may not work well. And in fact, one of the classic examples was that we were using, it turned out that they did all of their research on people who had dog training groups because they had lots of data on that. So all of the templates they had and all the AI they trained on dog training groups. And it worked really well on certain small items, but when the larger items came up, they didn't work well at all. The funny part is that they already had every one of those components already in the tech stack that they had, and they already had it at a higher level and a better functional, but it wasn't the one-click solution. We'd gotten to the point where we're expecting the computer to do all of the work. And it can, but it will be done suboptimally. So underutilizing the tools that we have is absolutely amazing to me. They had a much more professional CRM that could do more things and automate much better than the tech stack that they bought. They had a landing page system that was actually optimized for their content and their area. And they had their own web development team that could optimize the landing pages, etc. But because they didn't spend their time in learning the tools they had, they just grabbed onto the next quick thing. And underutilizing that made them buy 2 times as much. And not understanding how the systems work required them to do it. And this is just laziness. It's not spending enough time understanding the tool that you have and understanding how it's used. Expecting to be able to click a funnel and have some things written in and it all be done. The speed at which it's done is not necessarily the best measure of how effective it is. In many ways, we tested. We did an A/B test. We put up a funnel the way they expected it, and we put up a funnel like we had with all the tech stack. And what was interesting was we were getting higher opt-ins in the proprietary tech stack except for the all-in-one. They couldn't figure out why the AI wasn't doing better. Well, it was because we knew the client, we knew the industry, we knew the area. We were able to build a system that was actually more efficient and work better, opposed to just clicking a button and expecting it to go. We have started to get lazy because technology has increased so much. One of the reasons I'm not worried about AI in many ways is because it takes the average, and most people will see through the average, and they're looking for us to take the next step. They're looking for us to do the hard work and get better. Now, I encourage all of these tech stacks to come out here because it just makes our work better. It makes the people who spend the time to learn the craft, to put the work in, to do the work much better. Then spending the time to go through the manual. Now, I recognize there's not a manual anymore, but spend the time in the training courses, learning what they need to learn, making sure that they understand it, looking for the connection, looking for how that works. It can be so much more powerful if you spend the time to do it, and then that knowledge is always transferable. If you've gotten an AI system to build the entire system and put it up, and you just plug in a couple of things, the interactivity becomes obvious. And we may not be able to see it and point at it exactly, but we know it. One of the classic examples of that is when we started to get a lot of pictures on websites. And pictures on websites used to draw great attention. But what's interesting now is stock photography is starting to get recognized. And stock photography has dropped the interaction with pages by almost 20% because we can tell stock photography versus real photography that is built for this system because it kind of looks all the same. So therefore, we're also going to be starting to do that with AI and how it works. So we're working hard to try and understand it. But most people just want to push a button and have it done. And that's great if that's what you want to do. But I believe in working hard and understanding the craft and being able to do it better, because I will always be able to outcompete the people that press the button and don't understand the process. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to tell me what is the tech stack that you enjoy using, that you've spent the time to learn, and one amazing thing about it. So I'll tell you right now that I've worked with almost all the CRMs in the area, and I've worked with a lot of the other things. And one of the best things I learned was that I need to have my coders actually go back and get to as close to hard coding a website as possible, because that creates the speed, and that speed creates better interactivity, better response, and especially in a digital market, we need to be optimizing for low bandwidth, not high bandwidth. So the tools we use to do that, and I'd offer one to you, but changes on a regular basis. But if you ask me in the comments, I'll grab the one we're using right now and happy to share it with you. So I'd like you just to put those in the comments and let's continue the conversation so we can all learn from each other. I look forward to talking to you. Thanks for tuning into today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Want to transform your business with expert strategies? Schedule your strategy session today by clicking the link in the description below. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with venture gained. See you in the next video.